Hello, I'm not really sure how to start this, but I would like to make a submission for Letters Lives Read a Letter campaign. A little bit of backstory as to why I've chosen this particular letter. Like a lot of people, I'm on lockdown by myself at the moment, and it's been quite difficult. I normally have a very social job. I'm a lecturer, I'm lucky enough to be a lecturer, and I see my students nearly every day in a range of different scenarios, and going from that to barely seeing another person for the last 5, 6 weeks now, it's a very lonely existence. It's nothing compared to what our amazing frontline workers are doing at the moment, but it has meant that those residual doubts and fears have started creeping in, and it led me to dig out this letter. This letter was written to me when I was in my final year of university, in my final exams, by my mother. Um, my mum passed away in 2012. There's been a hole in the world ever since. But her words in this letter really helped me back then. And I know there's a lot of students at a lot of universities, not just in the UK, but worldwide, my own students included, who are in their final assessment period at the moment and are going through what I was going through when these words helped me. So I hope her words can help other people like they helped me. So here goes. Hi, love. I know I normally send an email, but I thought having something you could physically hold might be nice for a change. I also know that you're struggling a bit at the moment, and I just wanted to send you a letter to try and pick your spirits up and remind you that however scared and alone and bleak you might be feeling right now, you're not alone. I do hope your exams are going well, love. We're all thinking about you, so just hang on in there. They'll all be over soon. And then either me and your dad, or just me, will be coming up to Glasgow the first weekend in June to bring you and your stuff back home. I know you'll be sad to leave Glasgow, but I'm really looking forward to having you home for a bit, even if it's just for a little while. I know that you're worried about your exams and that you think you won't do well, but if there's one thing I do know, it's that you'll try your hardest, and that's all anyone can ask for. However they go, we'll all be so proud of you. You've worked so hard all these years, and you never give up, so just one last push. I know you'll be brilliant, but even if you have a wobble, we'll still love you. We'll still be proud of you. It won't change a thing for us. I also can't wait to see what you'll accomplish next. I know you're starting your Masters in September, and then you want to do a PhD, if I've got that right. You're amazing, love. Please never forget that. I've always been so impressed with everything you've achieved, and I really hope that one day you'll stop being so hard on yourself and see these achievements the way that I do. You always put so much pressure on yourself, and yet everything you do goes above and beyond what anyone could expect. I just wish that you could see this. You always seem to remember the setbacks that you've had, so I'll always be here to remind you of the triumphs as well. Anyway, to brighten you up, you may laugh, and your dad and Dave will never let me live this down, but I put a wash on last week. When I got the clothes out, there were all these bits everywhere. At the bottom of the drum was a rather mangled take a break. I'll try to avoid washing my magazines in the future. I'm off to the cinema with Liz tonight, so I'll tell you about the film in an email later. It might get to you before this letter. We'll have to decide what to watch on the Friday after you get home as well. Not to cramp your style, but I always look forward to our film night and miss them when you're not around. Anyway, this is getting long, love, so I'll stop here. Never forget that I love you. Never forget that I'm proud of you. I always have been, and I always will be. Take good care, love. Lots of love as always, Mum. So there we have it. like I say, I hope these words that helped me can help other people who are going through some tough times at the moment. Um, all anyone can ask of is that we just push through. So thank you very much for listening, and thank you to everybody that's helping with this surreal situation that we have going on at the moment. Thank you.